You mentioned the Raptors are a team that gets often overlooked. A team that gets overlooked a lot as well are the Minnesota Timberwolves because they usually aren't very good. Since their 3-1 start, they have lost 4 in a row to the Nuggets, to the Magic, to the Clippers twice at home. They haven't won a game at home yet. They're 0-5 at home, 3-5 in total. All of their losses have come at home. And on Twitter, Karl Anthony Towns liked a tweet that showed free cat. And then he said he was hacked. And he changed his Twitter password and said, we're all good over here. But one, do you believe that he was really hacked? And two, what do you think this means for Minnesota and their slow start? Do you think they'll figure it out? They're going on a road, a flurry of road games right now against some tough teams. So I don't know if they'll figure it out, but what do you think? I'll start with you, JC.
For starters, I don't believe him. I don't believe that he was hacked.
Question, he liked the tweet. Yeah. That's it.
He liked the tweet.
Yeah. And that's all that he said, that's why he was hacked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my that's God. Why I don't believe him. So I don't. So for that question, if I believe him or not, I don't believe him. But what I will say is, for the most part, I don't blame him. So far, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that. Well, I don't want to say it's safe to say, but it's pretty. It seems like it's trending in that direction where they won't be the 5th seed like Joel predicted. Maybe it won't even be the 8th seed or the playing team like I predicted. They've fallen off. We'll see if they can turn that around. But I mean, if you just look at this franchise history over the years, when Cat, when he was present as a player, his rookie year they went 16-66. The next year they followed 29-53. The year after that, 31-51. The next year they got Jimmy Butler. They had all that turmoil. Made the playoffs. Got gentlemen swept by your man James Harden. Next year, 36-46. 19-45. Last year, 23-49. And this year, 3-5. I feel like Karl Anthony Towns, as an NBA player, you get tired of like losing. You get tired of it. I mean, Minnesota's been an organization where they've dealt with this in the past with somebody like Kevin Garnett, who was a generational talent, one of the best power forwards ever. Difference between KG and Cat is KG took his team to the playoffs, would win a round or two, but the team was never constructed enough to win a championship. He ended up leaving, won a championship. When he won that championship, his career was viewed differently. I think he should have won Finals MVP, but that's discussion for another day. But I feel like I can't help but think about that with Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, this is a guy from when he came into the NBA, won Rookie of the Year, and since then has been putting up all-star numbers. And he's a player that hasn't gotten the respect that he deserved because this team, this franchise, the history tells you it's not good. It's a losing franchise. This year, they're off to a 3-5 start. Like Joel alluded to, they're 0-5 at home. I feel like Karl Anthony Towns, in a way, is like, okay, I've been losing almost every year of my career here. I've only made the playoff once. I stunk it up in the playoffs. I'm not getting the respect I deserve, even though I'm putting up these phenomenal numbers. I need to get out of here. And I kind of agree with him. If you've been losing since you came into the league, you had that one playoff push with Jimmy Butler. The team broke up. You guys made it you guys lost in 5 to Houston. It was no big deal because everybody picked Houston to win that series. But I kind of feel for him, and I agree with him. I've been a fan of Karl Anthony Towns' game. There's been times where I probably said some outlandish things saying that I thought, obviously it's not true now.
Say he was better than Jokic.
Before, I used to think he was better than Jokic offensively. Shooting wise, he's one of, if you look at the percentages, statistics, the threes he makes, he's one of the best shooters. He's one of the best big man shooters of all time. If you look at the percentages, so I don't blame him just because the track record of this team has been so bad. And this year, you're going into a season. D'Angelo Russell hasn't really been playing well. You guys are 0-5 at home. You guys lost 4 straight. You guys are 3-5. It's looking like it's trending in that same season, that same Minnesota season where, oh my God, we're not making the playoffs. We're going to lose. Probably another rebuilding year if they don't get their act together right. So I don't believe him. I believe that he probably liked that tweet. I believe that he didn't think people would probably go through his likes to search him liking those type of tweets. But I don't blame him. You look at the track record, look at all the games they've lost. You look at the amount of success that he's had with this franchise, with these players. It's really not a match made, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded soon. I wouldn't get surprised if he requests a trade soon, just because, I just see this as similar to a Kevin Garnett situation. Obviously, Garnett was winning more, but You have a talented big, and you guys don't really do anything with him. He's wasting the prime years of his career on this team. He's still pretty young. He wants to play winning basketball. In this league, you're remembered if you win. So I don't blame him. I think pretty soon Karl-Anthony Towns is either going to request a trade or he's going to get traded.
I mean, Cat should be pissed off. And his last time having a winning season, only time having a winning season in the NBA was his 17-18 season. Minnesota won 47 games. You look at his teammates that he had at that time. Jimmy Butler, he's now on one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Andrew Wiggins, he's now on one of the best teams in the Western Conference. Jeff Teague, who knows where he's at. But Taj Gibson's on the Knicks. He's in his hometown. He's loving it. You know, who doesn't like playing for the Knicks? Everybody does. Bielitsa came off the bench. He's with Wiggins in Golden State. Gorky Zhang playing for Atlanta. Derrick Rose playing on the Knicks. Everybody on that 17-18 Minnesota team that was a pivotal part of their success now is in a great situation outside of Cat. Cat is in another rebuild, and I saw his post game after the loss to the Clippers, and he talked about how they have to get out of this losing streak funk because a 3-game, 4-game losing streak can easily turn into a 16-game losing streak, especially Minnesota. He said, I've been here long enough to know that it stretches out that far, and that's why we got to get a hold of it right now. I can't say anything bad about Cat. Like, I think what he, obviously he liked the tweet. I don't believe him one bit. He wasn't hacked. Everybody knows you're not. As an athlete, people are going through your like tweets all the time. That's why, even me, I'm not famous, but I keep, I make sure my like tweets are in pocket. My like tweets are, how can I say this?
You monitor them very closely.
Presentable to the public.
All right.
Right? I make sure they're presentable to the public. Cat is leading the Wolves in 4 or 5 statistical categories. He's having close to a 50. He's shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3, averaging 23 and 9. The problem with the Wolves lies in the fact that defensively, they're inconsistent, right? And Cat mentioned it that in all the games that they've lost, it's because they have let up in the second half defensively. Versus Orlando, when they lost against them, they gave up 43 points in the fourth quarter. Versus the Clippers, they gave up 45 in the third. Granted, when they faced the Clippers at home the last time they played them, they didn't give any 40-point, even 30-point quarters up. But offensively, they just couldn't get going in the third and fourth quarter. They scored 15 points and 12 points against the Clippers. They couldn't get it going. The biggest problem with the Timberwolves is D'Angelo Russell. He's their biggest problem. Not only because he can never stay on the court, but also he's not a point guard. They are trying to make him be a point guard, but he's not that. He's an inefficient, shot-chucking, volume scorer. He's averaging 14.8 points per game, 4.5 assists, 3.2 turnovers, shooting 36% from the field and 29% from 3. And right now, he has an ankle injury. He hasn't been playing these last couple of games. Patrick Beverley is averaging more assists than D'Lo. If you're a starting point guard, there's no way Pat Bev should be averaging more assists than you coming off the bench. That's just ridiculous. Anthony Edwards still has to be more efficient. And at 4 spot with Vanderbilt, McDaniels, they have to get a solid 4 that can be consistent every single night. I said this before and I'll say it again. The Wolves need to trade for Ben Simmons. And they need to trade D'Angelo Russell for him. That's it. Ben Simmons can solve Minnesota's problems. Defensively, he can solve them. Offensively, him being the point guard, facilitating the offense, he can do a great job in that and just setting the pace of the game up. D'Lo can't do that. He's a 2 guard in a point guard's body. He's not a point guard. Brooklyn got rid of him. Golden State got rid of him because he didn't fit there. Now Minnesota, they should get rid of him. He's not their guy. And if Minnesota doesn't fix this soon, I agree. Free Cat because he's stuck in a horrible situation.
Again.
And I hope they figure it out. But right now, it's not looking good because there are too many things you can pick apart that they don't do well.
So I'll get away with the obvious. Yes, he did not get hacked. It's simple as that. He definitely liked the tweet. Now on to the actual topic at hand. I don't want Karl-Anthony Towns to leave. I think that Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns is a very great duo. But as Joel alluded to, they need a point guard. And D'Angelo Russell is not a point guard. And Karl Anthony Towns can only be so good. And the fact that he, this season, is third in usage rate on the Timberwolves right now is absolutely ridiculous. He's by far and away their best player. Anthony Edwards, yes, he is very great. He's averaging just under, I think, a point less than Karl Anthony Towns. But that being said, Karl Anthony Towns is, with all intents and purposes, their best player. It's inexcusable that he's third in usage rate. So I can understand where he has, or why he is frustrated. You mentioned the laundry list of losing seasons that the Timberwolves have had and that he's been a part of. I understand if I'm a guy like Anthony Davis who was fed up, tired of losing. He made the playoffs one time, and I think he got past the first round, but then he did end up getting swept by Golden State. You get tired of losing eventually. Yes, you are the guy, and the responsibility lies on your shoulders, and you get the blame when you lose, but you get the blame when you win. And it's always so great when you win, but when it's few and far in between, you get tired of hearing the noise, truthfully. So it makes sense for Karl Anthony Towns to leave because, like you mentioned, also, all those guys that was on that 17-18 roster are gone and on a different unit now and are having success elsewhere. And you still have Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota that's struggling to make the play-in now that it's been enforced. I think that Karl Anthony Towns needs to stick it out because I do believe Anthony Edwards and him are a very dynamic duo in the terms of both of them can shoot very efficiently. You don't have it very often where you have your big man being a 40% three-point shooter, but also is defensively more than solid, more than capable of holding his own. This year, at least, for sure. I look at Anthony Edwards and his dynamic, what he brings. He's able to shoot the basketball at a high clip. He could be a little bit more efficient for sure, like you alluded to.
Way more efficient.
But nevertheless, still aggressive, still has the confidence within himself to still go get a bucket, never shies away from the moment. That one piece away. And it's a point guard. And that Ben Simmons scenario that you mentioned is absolutely perfect. Because Ben Simmons is that guy, that missing piece defensively. They need a defensive player. And Patrick Beverley is a short Ben Simmons, essentially. But they can shoot the ball a little bit better for sure. But he's not that type of facilitator that Ben Simmons is. They need a real, true point guard. And right now, D'Angelo Russell, you can't really count on him regardless of when he's on the court. Sure, he's D'Angelo Russell and he's a great scorer.
And this year he hasn't been.
This year he's been very mediocre. And he's not the best facilitator of the basketball. You need to bring in a guy. Ben Simmons is asking a lot because obviously Ben Simmons is an all-NBA type player, one of the better point guards in our league. So you put him on a team like this with with Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, that makes them insane. But they just need to go and realize, come trade deadline, listen, we need an actual point guard that's going to get the ball and put Anthony Edwards in good positions to score. We're going to need a point guard that's going to put Karl Anthony Towns in good positions to score the basketball. Until they do so, they're going to continue to lose.
I actually heard that the reason that trade might not get done is because Daryl Morey doesn't want D'Lo.
Who wants D'Lo right now? You can't trust him. You can't rely on him to be on the court. And when he's on the court, you don't know what D'Lo you're getting. Sure, the we've seen what D'Lo can be when he's hitting on all cylinders. But when was the last time we saw that?
2018 in Brooklyn.
It's been a minute. So right now, if I'm Daryl Morey, I'm not looking at D'Angelo Russell as someone that I want right now. You're gonna have to be giving me a slew of draft picks and Malik Beasley for me to want to be interested in D'Lo right now.
Malik Beasley is another guy. He's been mid this year too. He has to play better. He played better last game, but he has to be consistent. Right now, he's shooting under 40% from the field. He has to be better.